Now recently I made some parts with this type of engine turning using a little wire brush, and that was fine. I made some other parts. I posted a video about a week ago, I think, and I've come up with a much better way of doing it. You can make the tool yourself for under $5, and you can do absolutely professional results engine turning for anything. Now it's unlimited the amount of things you could do, and I'm going to be doing more in the near future. I kind of like the look. It's a custom look. It's not something you see a lot, but it really does add a nice dimension. Now in this case, just so for people who don't follow the channel, a radar detector mounts here, so you don't really see this when you're actually out riding the bike. Now this is a very short video because it's really an update on a video that I've already published. A while back, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video on how to do engine turning on aluminum. And what happened is I was really unhappy with the tools I had at the time, but I've invented a tool that for under $5 you can do this in a matter of minutes, and it comes out perfect and it doesn't wear out. Now, it took me a while to figure out how to do this, and I've been trying to come up with a very inexpensive tool that would replicate that without a problem. And if you see the video that we posted before this, I used a wire brush. That was okay. This is a lot better. This is kind of an upgrade. So what I always suggest if you're going to do any kind of engine turning is just get a piece of scrap. This is the scrap from the original part we made, and make various choices of things. Well, at the time I didn't have these to deal with. So what I used on the original one was some wire brushes. These are available from Harbor Freight, very inexpensive. And I wanted to try smaller circles, bigger circles, so I did a lot of experimenting. I made one with some Gorilla Tape around here to make this a little bit tighter. But the bottom line was, these would always leave scratches. I even tried putting this up on a belt sander to try to flatten it out. Everything was like tentatively good. But now I have a solution that you can use, and it'll be perfect. You won't have to deal with any of this, and that's why I thought it's worth posting. So what I did, I've always had these in the shop, but I wanted smaller circles. So I went back to Harbor Freight. These are 2-inch. I wanted 1-inch circles, and they didn't have them. So I looked around, and I said, well, you know what? I looked in my junk drawer here. I had one of these. Now the way these work, this is real simple. No matter what grit they are, the red is the roughest. They have a little thread on the back, and that is on there permanently. Now the problem is, this is too big. If I was doing a 4x8 sheet of plywood, this would be perfect. A piece of aluminum, I mean. So what I did, here's the other one that mixed results again. The tape, or some people put a zip tie on there. That's a whole nother thing, but this works perfect. This I'm real happy with. But it was too big. So what I had to do is go over to the jigsaw and cut this down with this piece right in place. And I thought, oh, well, what happens if this piece wears out? I'll just cut another one on a jigsaw. And I thought, I can cut it any diameter I want, up into right about 1 inch, which was the diameter I wanted. So it could not have worked out better. Now the fiber discs are very inexpensive. I think they're about $3 for a pack of 5. And in my case, they last, for what I'm doing with aluminum, they last for forever. But the mandrels that you can buy standard, they're just too big. So I made this one. And this one, let me just back up and see so you can get an idea. I wanted the smaller one for these motorcycle parts that I'm making. And what I did, I just put it in a jigsaw and cut it down. And it trims right off. It's amazing how easily that trims with the part, that the abrasive part, right in place. Now I had heard from other people that would do an engine turning that They use wooden dowels. That seems to work. I wasn't crazy about that either. And I had thought about doing this and just gluing sandpaper to the back of it with contact cement. But boy, this works so much better. That is, if you're going to do, if you want that kind of finish, there's only one way to do it. And that little tool, I did both of these in such a short amount of time, relative to the amount of time I spent to do the original engine turning. I thought I'd post this. It's just a little tip. Hope you can use it to your advantage. Now, the thing I found works best for me is slow speed. The slower the better. And I didn't do this on the original parts I made. I didn't bother trying to line them up real easily. But now, what happens when you're using a drill press, you can't see that side of it, but you can see this side. So if you want to line these up, let me just give a little demo here, since we have a piece of scrap. I want to start with the edge of the tool and let it make its first circle. Then I want to go over there. I want to reference this corner and be about 1/8 of an inch off of that. And again, I'm eyeballing it. You could do this with a ruler. You could tape a ruler here and go 1/8 of an inch at a time. I don't think that's necessary. But I wanted to show in real time just how easy this works. And boy, what an upgrade this was over the original parts. The original stuff I was trying to work with. Now, I haven't, being fair, I haven't tried the wood dowel method yet. That's coming. I don't know how long this material will last. That's yet to be proven. Now I'm going to just do the second side. Again, I'm going right off and I'm just eyeballing this part just for a demo. If you're doing a dashboard of a car, you might want to measure it somehow. But even this works real good. But it's in a matter of minutes, you're done. And this tool, again, this tool is worth its weight in gold. And I think you can see, I'm just get some idea of what a lot of people like that for various things on cars, on motorcycles. I made those heel pads. I'm real happy the way they worked out. But again, that tool, that little tool there is the best one. And you can replace the little stuff. Let me just see if it, I don't know if this is going to work. Maybe I shouldn't brag too much. Okay, so the part comes right off as I thought. Okay, now when you get another one, and it eventually of course fills up with aluminum, you just put another one on there. It screws back on and you're ready to go. And that is a little tool worth its weight in gold. And you really, I haven't done it, but you could go to a grindstone and make it even smaller than this. I guess as long as you don't go outside the area where that thread is, that you're good to go. But hey, if you're looking for some engine turned aluminum, making that little tool, you'll probably be real happy with it. It's under $5. And just one other little bit of information. Of course, I already had these parts. They've already had engine turning with a smaller diameter with the wire wheel. One of the things to get it back down, I just used the big giant one. I want to show this. I'm not going to do it to the part, but I use this with the hard, the red is the roughest, and just put it in a drill press and did this. It's skim coated off all the old engine turning, and you can go back and do a replacement. Or if you're not happy with it for some reason, you can just take this, buy the big one too. That's another tool that's worth its weight. And you can go back, and what's real nice is then you can just do it again. Oh, don't like that, you can do it again. This, basically think of that as an eraser. I'm just going to put these back on the bike. This was an easy day. Now, among the things I like about this, and I just did this today, you can change this actually anytime you want. It's relatively easy to remove the swirls, erase them, sand them off, grind them off, whatever, and put new ones in. And again, I had thought I had the ultimate tool with the little wire brushes. Well, I was wrong. This works so much better. And you can do this to a lot of different things. I'm looking at other aluminum parts right now, and I think we're going to see more of this in our future. And when you want to customize a bike, make a bike your own, actually this is now one of the tools in the toolbox. Engine turning parts, I think that adds a nice little touch. It's for all purposes no money by the time you're done, and it adds that little unique feature, and everybody I know wants to have a bike that's unique. And the last thing is just to when we get a sunny day, today is not a sunny day, I want to see how that's going to look out in the sun. A lot of times it sparkles a lot more, a little more. We won't know until we get a sunny day, but that was a nice little upgrade. I really think that one looks better than the ones with the smaller circles, but again, it's all in the eye of the beholder. And to me, it's always important when you make a change to a motorcycle or a change to anything really, that it's easy to undo it, put it back the way it was, or move on to something else. In this little project, all of those criteria have been met. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.